Imagine a society where the right to vote, a foundational element of democracy, is increasingly under attack through policies that prioritize efficiency over equality. Voter roll purges, often presented as simple tools to keep records up to date, are instead creating barriers for eligible voters, especially among marginalized communities. The promise of democracy is built upon justice, freedom, and fair representation. However, purges directly undermine these values. Without necessary safeguards, they fuel inequality and restrict the voices of countless Americans. To truly protect our democracy, we must question the fairness of voter roll purges and seek alternatives that balance record accuracy with inclusivity. Today, I will examine how voter roll purges harm marginalized communities, expose the dangers of administrative errors, and highlight alternatives that can safeguard both voter participation and the integrity of our elections. When we examine the impact of voter roll purges, we see that marginalized communities bear the brunt of these policies. Across various states, purges have disproportionately removed individuals from communities that are already underrepresented in the democratic process. In Texas, for example, aggressive voter roll purges since 2021 have resulted in removal of over 1 million individuals. According to the Texas Public Radio, while the state did successfully remove 457,000 deceased individuals from its roll, hundreds of thousands of eligible voters were also flagged for removal simply because of outdated data or bureaucratic errors. These errors have severe implications. When someone arrives at the polls only to discover they have been wrongfully removed from the polls, it is more than just inconvenience. It is a denial of their constitutional right to participate in democracy. The ethics of voter roll purges are troubling, particularly when considering the voices that are most affected. As Justice Ruth Ginsburg emphasized, discrimination in voting violates democratic principles, and by disproportionately targeting Black, Latino, and low income communities, these purges further disenfranchise those who are already facing systemic obstacles. The Brennan Center for Justice reported in 2021 that voter purges have been employed to suppress the votes of communities that may lack the resources to re register, which essentially reduces their ability to participate and be represented in our democracy. These purges, therefore, don't merely correct records, they exacerbate the existing inequalities, creating a landscape where certain voices are prioritized while others are deliberately marginalized. Moreover, the implications go beyond just one cycle. These purges diminish the trust in the democratic process. If citizens feel that their vote may be taken away without warning, it discourages them from even engaging in elections at all. This alienation only deepens the divide between electorate and government institutions, weakening the very foundation of representative democracy. And the administrative errors associated with voter roll purges raises serious question about fairness and accuracy in our electoral process. These errors are not rare outliers, but frequent disruptive occurrences that reveal a deeper issue in how these purges are conducted. In Georgia, for example, a report by the American Civil Liberties Union in 2021 found that a voter roll purge mistakenly removed over 200,000 eligible voters from the rolls. Many of these individuals only discovered they had been purged upon arrival at the polling stations, causing widespread frustration, confusion, and disillusionment in the system. These administrative errors do not create logistical issues. They prevent eligible citizens from exercising their fundamental rights. When a system is as prone to errors as the voter purges in Georgia and Florida, It should serve as a warning sign. In Florida, outdated data systems contributed to wrongful removal of thousands of eligible voters, further illustrating the inefficiency of the current approach to voter roll maintenance. The consequences are more than procedural. They cut at the very heart of voter confidence and election integrity. When individuals are unjustly removed from rolls, they are not just simply numbers on a spreadsheet. They are Americans who have been deprived of their right to vote their opinions in the political sphere. One concerning aspect of these errors is the fact that they go uncorrected. Reinstating a purged voter requires time and resources that many individuals cannot spare. For those who are unaware of their removal, the result is an electorate that is involuntarily less involved, less engaged, and less able to participate in shaping the future of our country. The lack of reliable mechanisms to prevent these errors and the absence of a robust system for re-registration make voter purges an unjust practice that leaves our democracy at risk. And while it is essential to maintain accurate voter rolls, purging individuals from rolls is neither the only nor the best way to do so. States like Colorado and Oregon have implemented more efficient and equitable approaches to voter roll maintenance, setting examples that others could follow. One of these approaches is the use of the national change of address systems to update voter information without removing individuals from rolls. These alternatives are cost effective ways to achieve record accuracy without removing eligible voters from the process. In conclusion, voter roll purges are not simply an administrative tool. They are a practice that threatens the integrity and inclusivity of our democracy. They disproportionately impact marginalized communities, are plagued by administrative errors, and fail to uphold the values of inequality and justice. The process of purging eligible voters from the rolls weakens the connection between citizens and their government, creating a cycle of distrust and disengagement that erodes the principles that our country stands for. Thank you.